Okay, so today in front of us, we have the 2025 Lexus GX550 Premium Plus. So this is actually my family's new car. We just picked it up yesterday. We haven't even washed it since then. This is how new it is. I mean, look, everything, we've probably driven like 10 miles on it actually. But yeah, it's a really good looking car. I think it's probably the best looking Lexus, maybe besides the LC500 right now, and the Lexus LFA. But yeah, so this is a Lexus GX550. The first GX came out in 2002, was later refreshed in 2008, and then finally 15 years later, last year in 2024, they upgraded it for the 2024 model year. And by then the car was super dated. It needed an update. They did remove some things on this new one that people are not proud of and don't like. But for the most part, this car's gotten a lot of positive feedback. It's very hard to get. The wait list is, I think, 9 months now. We waited about 4 months to get this one. It's really good looking. But yeah, so there's gonna be 6 trim options with this one. There's 2 off-road options, the Overtrail and the Overtrail Plus, and then 4 main options for people who don't really need off-roading, although you can off-road in these ones. That's gonna be the Premium, Premium Plus, Luxury, and Luxury Plus. Right now, in front of us, this is the Premium Plus. So the people at Lexus and Lexus themselves are saying that this is the most popular one they're gonna sell. So this car is about 70,000, 75,000 after we added like the dash cam and some other stuff, and kind of in the 80s after tax and stuff. But the issue is the next model up, the Luxury, is $77,000. This car is around 70 starting out, like I said. So that's a big jump for a few things. It's mainly like comfort things that are kind of unnecessary. You're gonna get a Mark Levinson sound system, and you're gonna get massage seats and just other cosmetic stuff that you don't really need. And you could, save yourself $7,000 by getting this one. And then above that, you're gonna have the Luxury Plus, which is in the 80s. You can get power running boards, a cool like electrochromatic roof. Just not enough stuff to justify, $10,000 more. And then the base model for this car, the Premium, is gonna be around $65,000. But yeah, so today we're gonna do a tour of the car. I have my temps. I'm not gonna drive it because I don't want to crash it. But we're gonna do an outside tour, and then we're gonna do an inside tour. And the people at Lexus gave us a bunch of free stuff too. The service is so good compared to, we have a Genesis and a Tesla. This service is just a step up. Now Toyota really wants to differentiate themselves from Lexus and vice versa. So they try to make the service 10 times better than Toyota, you know what I mean? And Toyota's service is really good already. So, that's why their service is amazing. But yeah, they gave us a bunch of free stuff. So we got 2 key fobs, and they gave us like the leather wrap thing, which is pretty cool. And then they gave us like a key card, like a Tesla style key card. So you don't need this fob. And then they also gave us a water bottle and some keychains. That's kind of, we don't really talk, we don't need to review that, but it's kind of, the service is so good there. I was like shocked. So this car is a twin turbo V6. They did get rid of the V8, which was on the previous Lexus GX460, and people were kind of mad about that. So the issue was the Lexus GX460 was really dated, and that's why they updated it. But one of the reasons people bought it was because it was super reliable and it had that V8 engine. Now this one's actually more powerful and faster, but it has a V6, and people are kind of upset about that. And that V8 was known for being reliable and just lasting forever. And recently, this engine's on a few other cars. People have been having issues with this. So Lexus is pretty reliable, but Toyota, Nissan's about to go out of business. A bunch of these companies, these, super reliable Japanese, whatever companies, have been starting to have issues with their engines and just reliability. Now, it's worth noting this car is still super solid, panel gaps or, there's no panel gaps. Everything's put together cosmetically, like, inside stitching and stuff perfectly. But there has been some issues with the engine. There hasn't been a lot out about the engine on this one. There's not super bunch of reliability issues, so that's good, but it could be coming, so we don't know. This car is in its 2nd year. And then they are also, there's no, Lexus hasn't confirmed it at all, but they're gonna come out with a hybrid version. So there's no hybrid on this. The Toyota Sequoia, which shares the same platform as this, does have a hybrid engine, and that engine, that and the Tundra's engine, that share the same engine, have been having a ton of reliability issues, which was actually a reason why we got this car instead of the Toyota Sequoia. There's a few other issues, but the engine is not that good compared to this one. At least we're hoping so. But yeah, so this shares the same platform with the Toyota Sequoia, even though the Toyota Sequoia is an inch or a foot bigger. And it also shares the same platform with the Toyota Land Cruiser, which this car looks almost identical to. They've tried to make it look a little different. The back, I guess, the back looks a little different. The mirrors are the exact same though, and the front, just the lights and stuff just made it a little Lexus. But it literally looks like they took the mold of it and just stuck like Lexus front of a Lexus. But either way, this version I think looks the best out of all the variants. The Sequoia I think is kind of ugly. This car looks really good. Just gonna walk around it one last. It looks so good though. Like, the one thing I don't like about it is this is for the tow hitch and stuff. It's just so ugly. They could have done something better. It's just a plastic bump. So these wheels are specific to the Premium Plus, and I think they're actually really good looking. Look, you can see like all the internals and stuff. You're also gonna have one exhaust pipe and a wheel. And then with the headlights, you're also gonna have these fake vents. It looks cool though. And then these actually come out and clean the headlights when you turn on the windshield wipers. And then you have kind of the only piece of chrome on the car, the Lexus logo. So the one weird thing about Lexus is we ordered this car through the dealer and it came a little different than we wanted. So apparently you can't specifically spec out a Lexus anymore, especially with this car. You can say I want the Premium Plus, but if you order it, they might add extra options. They might not have the options you picked. They just kind of give you whatever. And these are coming all the way from Japan too, so it does take a bit to get them in. Not only that, but the wait list too. That's kind of the same thing, but you know what I mean. Another cool thing is all the doors have the keyless open, where you have the key in your pocket and you open the door. It can recognize it from any door. One funny thing is the car knows it's like warranty or something, or when it should get an oil change. So if you turn off the car, see how it said 20, that's how many miles are on the car, 21 miles. But if you turn it on, it first says the car has, give it a sec. Oh, there's a bug that came in, crap. Give it a sec, let me close this door. It first says it had like 9,965. That's how much is left until an oil change. It actually goes down, but it just, you think you have 9,000 miles. Here's the engine starting to. It's not super fast car. I think 0 to 60 is like 6.5 seconds, so it's pretty slow, I guess, but it just sounds really cool. So on the inside of the car, it does really remind me of a G-Wagon. Everything about how high up you are and stuff, and just like the inside not being the most luxurious thing, like it's still luxurious, you know, the stitching's perfect, everything. It just like compared to like a GLS or like, you know, an X7 or even the Genesis GV80, like compared to that, this car actually starts at less than, and even this is not the lowest model, but the lowest model still kind of looks like this inside. And you know, you're getting all these luxury, you get this cool like crystal shift. I know they updated it for the next model year. This is an old one, this is 2022. But still, just the amount of like luxury, at least how it looks compared to the Lexus GX, like it's just not on the same level. The inside of this is still pretty nice. It is a truck, right? It's the same platform as the Toyota Land Cruiser. The Land Cruiser, this car too competes with the Defender and stuff. It's supposed to be more like geared towards off-roading, even though this model is, you know, have a skid plate in the front. It's just supposed to be more like off-road and rugged compared to, let's say, the Genesis GV80. There's still a ton of luxury features in here. Now, this model doesn't have the massage seats. If you get the higher up model, it's going to come with them. But you're still going to get, you know, heated and ventilated seats. Actually, the back seats also have heating. Even for the nicest model, they only have heating. So the back is kind of maxed out. The nice thing is you're going to have fixed dials instead of like the Tesla where it's like, you know, a little screen. You actually have fixed dials. This screen never moves here, so you can always have your climate control seats. You're also going to have a nice digital screen, and you will have a heads-up display. See the heads-up display, like it disappears when I zoom in, but you see the heads-up display. And then you can also like raise and lower the heads-up display depending on your seat position. But yeah, it's nice. There's still a lot of buttons in the car. You know, you have all your off-road controls. You still get off-road controls. You know, you have a manual gear selector. You have all these buttons on the steering wheel over here. And then we also got a dash cam. So it's not like the Tesla where it goes like all the way around the car. It only sees what's in front of you. But every time the sensors are activated, even when the car is parked, the dash cam will turn on. And then of course, while you're driving, it will just have the dash cam on all the time. And it records in like 2-minute intervals. Yeah, this car has a lot of safety features. It does have smart cruise control and stuff. It actually uses this to look at your eyes. So you can turn it off, and the Lexus guy said turn this off. But basically, it looks at your eyes to make sure you're looking on the road. And if you look off for like 2 seconds, the car will start beeping at you and buzzing you. So it's a good safety feature, especially if you're older, you know what I mean? But it just gets super annoying. It's nice you can actually turn that off. But yeah, so you're gonna have mirror. So I got a buzz cut. Sun. Now, the electrochromatic roof is only on the Luxury Plus, like I said, but it's just one whole panel. It doesn't open up, but it has like a cool, like electric, it sends like negative ions into the glass and like tints it automatically. This is just a basic one. This one opens though, which is cool. And something I'm really happy about, which some cars have started to get rid of, like the Genesis has, basically you can have a different power fan speed on the front and a different one on the back. So if you're in like a Genesis or something, I've seen in some Mercedes, you turn on this fan speed to 7, the whole car goes to 7. You turn on the back to 7, the whole front goes to 7 too. But this one I can have on 7 here, and I can have it on 2 back here, which is nice. Other notable features, you have like a cigarette outlet style. This is for holding your phone, which is actually not, this area and this area is not meant for such a big phone, because I have like the biggest iPhone, and it barely fits in the wireless charger, and here it doesn't. Yes, you have a wireless charger. I like when, like on the Tesla, the wireless chargers are kind of like in this position, so you can charge your phone but still see it. That's not the case for this one though, but it's still nice to have a wireless charger. You have 2 USB-Cs. You have your drive mode select. Let's see kind of the different modes. The graphics are really laggy. Like, I'm just surprised how slow they are for, you know, such a cool graphic and, you know, such a nice car. Yeah, so I'm getting sidetracked. And then you have your glove box, which this can come with the cooled one. This model doesn't, but it's a cool box too. If you get another model, and you know, you can cool your drinks or stuff, or go to the farmer's market, put like meat in there, I don't know. So one weird thing is you only get navigation free for like a year, I think, or something. A lot of cars are starting to do that because everyone's just using Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. So that's fine, but you also get, you know, music. The radio you have to subscribe to, it's like Sirius XM and stuff. And there's ambient lighting in the car, which I was really surprised. So if you go down to general, I don't like that chime it makes. Every time you click something, like it makes a chime, it's so annoying. So you go all the way, vehicle customize, and then lights. So I didn't know this car had ambient lighting, and it's funny because they walked us through like everything about the car but didn't tell us about the ambient lighting. And then I look it up, and apparently this car does have it. So I might be wrong. I don't know what we have ambient lighting. I know we do, but so it says color. I'll try to turn on it at night too so we can see it, because I can't really see it, but you can like control the different colors you want. Other cool tech features on this car is the backup camera. Now this is probably the worst 360 camera I've ever seen. It's like a weird egg shape. But you know, it's really cool that they have this. The weird thing about it, I'm gonna complain about this a little bit. You actually can't like control it. It just kind of does like a little show, like shows every angle and stuff. You can't even swipe around. Look, it doesn't work. It just pauses it. But you can pause it at each stage if you would like. I don't understand what the point of that is, but. And then when you're shifting to reverse, it actually sees underneath the car, like there's a camera there, and it like makes the car clear so you can see like what's under you. That's kind of for off-roading. I'm not gonna do anything with engaging the car into reverse or drive or anything, because I don't want to like push it down or hill back there by accident. But yeah, and then also for the nicer models, you're gonna get a digital rear view mirror, which my grandma's RAV4 has. So I'm really surprised why they didn't put in this one. And then one thing my mom brought up, she's like, where's the sunglass holder? I want to put my sunglasses up. There's no sunglass holder. And I guess cars are starting to get rid of them. But like, you know, they could have fit one here. Who knows? And then you also have a little storage pouch here, which I actually forgot. Like, I lost my AirPods yesterday and I found them this morning because I put them there. I'm having some weird things connecting the car to Bluetooth. But the weird thing is the bass. The sound quality I've heard is not super good on this car. I can't really judge. But the bass is so heavy. All these songs I've heard just sound completely different because of the bass. But yeah, I'm having some issues like connecting and stuff. Is kind of weird, and like you can't even like control the volume sometimes. But otherwise, you can turn the bass down, but it's kind of cool. This car has a really good bass, something else cool about this car is it has 2 voice assistants. So if you're connected to Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, you can have Bixby or whatever Android Auto has, or Google, and then you can have Siri if you have iPhone, and it will just activate Apple Intelligence. So you just hold down this button, and then that's what it looks like. It's not gonna let me play the video and do the thing at the same time. So. Otherwise, you can just do a short press, and this will bring you to Lexus AI, or it's literally like Siri. You can ask it any question you want, and it will answer it. Lexus, what is the most popular food in the U.S.?
Sorry, I'm having trouble understanding you.
Oh, sorry, I just don't talk well. Lexus, what is the forecast for tomorrow?
Here is the weather for Gates Mills, Ohio on Wednesday, July 23rd, mostly sunny, warm and more humid.
What is a lobster roll?
I found 15 results. The first is the Lobster Product Salm Center Road.
Okay, but you can ask it like random questions if you want to, and it'll answer. Like, about like an actor, or like it doesn't have to be like destination or weather. So we're parked at a Target, and this car is so new. I told my parents to go inside, like my mom, my sister, and they parked right next to the shopping cart that was right there. And I'm like, I'm just gonna watch. I didn't even think about watching the shopping cart. I was like, I just want to watch the car and just learn about it before I make the video, because this is before I'm filming the other parts. And I look up, and the shopping cart's coming towards the car because of the wind that's blowing, and I run out and I grab it just in time. And then you're also gonna have a glove box. Now that driver's manual, this leather, I don't want this fake leather, I know, but like, just takes up so much room back there. And then for seat controls, you're gonna have 10-way power adjusted seats, so you know, up, down, side to side. And then you're also gonna have your back and forth lumbar support. Now I was surprised, even on the nicest model, they don't have 4-way lumbar support. It only brings the bottom of the seat in and out. It doesn't go up and down like usually you can move the lumbar out and then you can move it like up, but you can't do this on this. Okay, so let's now go to the back seats. This one's actually optioned with captain chairs. Now we did ask for a bench seat, but then they gave it to us like this. Again, you don't really get to choose 100%. But yeah, it does cost a little more, but you're gonna get these cup holders, kind of plasticky cup holders. Really thin armrests. I was really surprised. They're still nice. Everything is just well built in here. But yeah, that's all the captain chairs are gonna give you, just that thing. Up here, you're gonna have some lights. It's cool. And then you got your rear climate control. So you're gonna have heated seats, 3 stages, you know, your fan speed, everything like that. And then you're gonna have 2 USB-Cs for the passengers, which is, that one has never been opened. It was like stuck. Yeah, 2 USB-Cs. Also, sorry if I'm kind of talking funny. I was eating dinner earlier and I have like a bunch of food stuck in my mouth. And then also you get this kind of like cool, I didn't even realize it was orange, but it's like this cool like pattern on the back, like a hexagon thing. And I think that's real wood. I hope it's real wood. Yeah, you know, everything's kind of in black or like a metal color or a plastic metal color. And then also you're gonna have, it's kind of cool, so your door locks for these little things. It's kind of like a Jeep or like a G-Wagon. There's not much in the back seats. Also the front and back, you're gonna have 2 grab handles, which is kind of cool. And you have your fan. And the cool thing, the windows roll all the way down, which I was like really impressed. They roll flat. I mean, it's a really tall car, so it makes sense this part doesn't open, but it's cool. That's kind of it for the back seats. So there's not a lot for the back seats. So you have your fuel cap. I guess you have to open it from the inside, but it does get 15 miles per gallon in the city, so it's not the best. It's a gas guzzler. Even the guys at Lexus told us that. So that kind of brings us onto the back. You're also gonna have this glass hatch, so you can pop it up. My grandpa's Toyota Land Cruiser has this, so. But yeah, so if you don't want to open the trunk, you can just pop this little glass thing, just toss stuff in. You can see there's a 3rd row. We'll open that in a sec. You know, your seatbelts, first aid kit, and that's just our vest. That's not part of the car. We had trouble closing this because we didn't want to like break the glass, but you're supposed to slam it, I guess. Okay, so we're gonna open the trunk. Also has like you slide your foot under and it opens it. Yeah, so there's a decent amount of storage in the back, and then you can also fold down those seats. Now there's storage here, underneath here, I think. Yeah, there is storage underneath here. It's not much though. I mean, there's a decent amount of storage. You have your power control seats. I actually can't open the seats because there's a stupid cargo cover. Actually, it's a pretty nice cargo cover, actually. It's not stupid, but you know what I mean? I can't open them. But they're power seats. The back passengers are going to have actually like a little control. They can move the seat a little forward and back. And then they can also get their own USB-C, as well as 2 cup holders and an AC vent handle. They actually have grab handles, which is nice. And then they also have lights. And then you can actually lock the car by pressing that, which is kind of cool. Most cars have that now though. But yeah, so that's the 2025 Lexus GX550. Oh, it locked itself too. It's a really good looking car, and things are just thought out. I forgot to mention that actually the front of the car on both sides is specifically shaped like that, so you can see the edge of your car. And then on the inside, if you go to the dashboard, it's angled perfectly aligned. This part is lined up with here, so you can see the horizon. So if you're off-roading, kind of tilts, like you'll see when you're kind of not like straight up. But again, my one complaint is a lot of these sacrifices they made to make it an off-road car. I know this is what the car is originally for, but you know, they have all these luxury models and stuff. The inside is just lacking. I know they had to do that because it's more of an off-road car and stuff, but you didn't really need to put that on this model because this model is not going to go off-road. I think even a lot of the off-road models aren't going off-road. Like my mom saw the Overtrail Plus and she's like, we should get that one. And you know, even if she got, we would never go off-road with it. It's just a really good looking car. I mean, look at the G-Wagon. The G-Wagon is not even fit anymore to go off-roading. Although I keep comparing this to the G-Wagon. It feels like one. It's not a G-Wagon, right? It's half the price. It's still a different car. And I think you should get this car over a G-Wagon. It's going to probably last you longer. Resale is crazy. If you buy this car now for $75,000, let's say, you can sell it right now for $85,000. Like, people really want these. Even ones with like 20,000 miles are still selling in like the 70s and 80s, even the base model. And these just look so sleek. I mean, I even like how the key fob's wrapped in this leather case, but like the key fob looks really cool too. I like kind of how the mirrors fold into when it locks. Most car mirrors fold in when they lock, but like these ones just look really cool when they fold in. Look, I don't know, it just looks cool. But yeah, so that's the Lexus GX550. I'll probably make more videos on it just because it's not like a rental car or anything. This is our car. The one reason I got so many cars to like make videos on, like rental cars with Genesis and Cadillac, is because the Genesis is so unreliable. It went in the shop so many times that we got all these loaner cars and stuff. It's unrelated, but we fixed the third row. We brought the third row, and this is our 4th time, and every time the third row won't work. So that's kind of part of the reason why we got this car, because it has a third row on it. We were expecting 7 seats, but we got 6. That's fine. And then, of course, this car only seats 5. It's just too small. It's also electric, so we can't really take it much places just because of the charging. But yeah, I think my family's really going to like this car. We're going to hold on to it for a long time, assuming it lasts, you know, as long as the old GX460. Yeah, it's just such a good-looking car, so that's it. Also, here's a video of it driving because I'm too scared to drive the car. I think he's cleaning the inside right now.